YouTube. Welcome to my fourth video. If you like these videos, please hit the like button, share and subscribe, and that's greatly appreciated. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Feather Popular double-edged safety razor. Now, I've already used this twice, just to confess to you, because this was before I decided to do any videos also, and I've got a couple of really exciting ideas and reviews lined up as well for you boys. So I bought this Feather razor because it was highly touted by many YouTubers, and they're saying, oh, it's a wonderful shave, it's inexpensive, and I wanted to see what it was like, if it was really that great. I'm always after a really good shave, and I love shaving, so I bought it, and I've shaved twice with it already. And it comes in this box. It's a plastic container as well. And let's open him up. So here's the razor, and it comes with some feather blades in a packet, which is nice. It cost me 24 Australian dollars, and full disclosure, I'm paid for nothing and I received no products for free. And this is what it looks like. I haven't weighed it, but it's very, very light, and it's a composite of plastic and some metal. It weighs 34 grams, or maybe an ounce and a half in US terms. And it has this butterfly mechanism that's twist to open. And it has this bar instead of pins, and the post, which is here, so you set the blade. And then it's just twist to close. And it closes up just like that. Now, a couple of things that I did notice from shaving with this is it has these two little hooks that come up off the safety bar on both sides. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up. And it's almost akin to the sides of a cartridge razor. It's like a frame, it's like a bracket. And what that is designed to do is to have less contact with the blade to skin. And because I wanted to know, why was it shaving me a certain way? And I found that it has these brackets here. Now, a little bit about this razor. I'm not sure what the blade gap is, and the blade gap is that space between the blade and the safety bar, and I don't know how much blade exposure it has. So there's three important things now that we start talking a little bit more about razors. It's the blade gap, the blade exposure, and the blade angle, and then how the blade is seated. I find that those things make the biggest difference on how a safety razor works for me. So today I'm going to be popping in a feather blade because it is a feather. Device. Now, Feather have legendary reputation for having extremely sharp blades. For me, they're not my favorite blade, but they are definitely the sharpest that I've ever used. I think a more forgiving blade is more suitable for my skin because it is sensitive, and I am prone to cut myself more easily with a very, very sharp blade that's not so forgiving, especially if the razor is more aggressive. So I just pop the blade in, and we're going to close him up like that. We check for the blade reveal and whether it's symmetrical, and it looks very, very good. I mean, that's perfect first time. And we just close him up like that. Now, I'm going to be using this Martin de Candre's Argumes soap. It's a sample that I bought, and it's meant to be citrus, and it's a light pale yellow color, and it smells like turmeric, to be honest. It smells like freshly grated turmeric with a little bit of lime and a little bit of lemon, but the overwhelming smell is turmeric. It's not unpleasant, but it's not something that I'd reach for, and I've used this once before. So let's see how it performs. The Martin de Candre's is reputed to be one of the top soaps in the world for shaving. Probably about, I don't know, within the top 5 for most people, if not their best. And because it's quite a firm, it's a little bit firmer than a hard soap, but it's soft. It's more firm than a croak, but softer than a soap. Sorry. So I'm putting this onto my spoon, And again, I'm just putting this into a cheap bowl. I got this, actually I got it in a set off somebody for free, but not shaving wise. And I'm just mashing that into the bottom of the bowl to make it easy for it to froth up. And so the flatter you get it, the less you have to spend time developing your lather. And I've got the 1092 synthetic brush. I like this brush particularly because it's a bit smaller, it's a bit tighter, there's less bristles in it, so it's easy to manipulate around the face. It also doesn't hold much lather, so as much as say a larger brush. So you kind of do have to manipulate it and get some more out of the bowl. But what I like most about this brush is actually this bit here, because it slots into my shaving stand quite easily, and that's really pleasant. You can put it there and it can dry nice and easy. So let's get into the shave. I've got some tea tree and witch hazel as the post shave, and just the aftershave balm I'm going to be using, again, just a generic Pro Raso green tea and oat, because it works. So I like to use warm water, and I like to leave this on my face and massage it into the skin, so kind of the oils in the skin kind of covers the face a bit better. Because you are adding a soap to the face which emulsifies the oils off the face, which kind of will lead me into another thing in another video, talking about pre-shave oils and how you're using a soap and an oil which emulsifies it. So we'll talk about that. Just wetting the brush, and I'm just taking pretty much all the water out, because I like to add water to the soap as it begins to lather. Now this soap, yep, turmeric and citrus. My wife smelled everything that I use too, and tells me what she likes and what she doesn't like. And she doesn't mind this, but it's very turmeric for her. And this produces a very rich, lubricating lather, and its reputation is well deserved. And again, we're looking for that slickness. And a bit of a firmer brush is ideal if you're going to use this method. There's still a little bit of soap down mashed in the bowl, and let's check how that is. Wow, that's thick, and that's really lubricating, and that's tight. Yeah, I'm not going to lather it much more than that. That's slick, and that's what I want. I want something that's dense and slick, but not going to clog the razor, which we'll talk about this razor in a second. So just wet the face again. That's no pre-shave, just water. Hydrating the whiskers, making them softer to cut. And we're just going to put that lather onto the face. And if it's a bit thick, we'll add just a little bit more water. So this feather is really cheap. It's $24 and Australian dollars. Now, Feather is a Japanese company, so my guess is that they're making these razors predominantly for Japanese men, and Japanese men don't have a lot of facial hair, so they're not going to be using a safety, wow, that's fantastic, a safety razor the same way someone with more hair will use it. So we're all individuals and we're all different, and what works for some may not work for everybody. That's really the case, especially with this razor. So let's see if my opinion has changed because I've used this twice, and let's see what happens. So because it's really light, immediately I'm tempted to use a lot of pressure. Okay, I'm finding the razor is already clogging, so it means more rinses. It's definitely clogging. Oh, it's really lubricating. Yeah, definitely. First pass done. Let's check. See how many bristles that it's removing. The cheeks are good, and the rest is not so good so far. So that's just the first pass. The moustache and the chin and underneath on the neck, it hasn't removed much at all. But the cheeks, it's good. Again, residual slickness on this soap. Wet face, so let's apply some cream to the face. That's slick. Gonna put a little bit more water. Again, I love slickness. So I could aerate this more, but I mean I want a slick soap. Yeah. That's fine for me. Everybody shaves differently, and you know, based on your own experience and what you've experimented with, make your own decision. Don't believe anybody on YouTube. That much is true, especially in regards to this razor. See, it's clogging already, so we'll flip it over. I'm going to rinse that. And it's not clogging because of the soap. Because I've used this twice with two different kinds of blades. And I'm pressing a good deal harder now. Okay, still a lot of hair on the face. Second pass, it's getting rid of the hair, but around here and around the neck it's not very close. Okay, let's pick up some more soap from the bowl. That's a lot of soap. There's still a bunch more in that bowl. So you see that little bit of soap really goes a long way. Okay. Now we're going to go against the grain. And this is where also I found it a bit rough using this thing. It's a bit grabby. It's getting clogged. Yeah. and I just find it tugging and cutting into me and not cutting the hair very well. This is so rough. This feels like a really rough shave. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna end it there. It just feels so rough to me. That's terrible. Oh man. Okay. I do not like this razor. Okay, no, any sponsor watching this will not sponsor me because I hate this. This is good for landfill. Okay, so yeah, I really dislike this razor. You might like it, and a lot of YouTubers like it, but that is rough. It's got a new feather blade in there, and it just, look, it doesn't cut the hair. It doesn't cut the hair very well. And I think it's because the blade exposure is negative, but also I don't like the feeling of this bar. I like the feeling of none of this. And in fact, I'm so upset with that.